Few people know this, but Thoth, the master of invisible worlds, left behind a vibrational secret, capable of altering not just personal energy, but the very fabric of reality itself. This secret is hidden within the third most powerful law of the universe, the law of vibration. Everything you feel, think, and emit becomes a wave that organizes, attracts, or repels realities. And within this sacred law, there are three hidden forces that activate true vibrational control: the fire of will, love as the highest frequency, and the word as the bridge of creation between the invisible and the visible. Throughout this video, you will understand how the energy of your heart shapes the toroidal field that connects you to the universe, how the vibration of your words alters the environments around you, and how your internal intention sparks the flame that repositions your existence in harmony with cosmic rhythms. Together, we will cross the veil that separates appearance from essence, and reveal how Thoth taught that true power is not outside, but pulses silently within you, waiting to be awakened. Imagine that you are standing before a great source of light, intense, infinite, pulsing silently at the center of the universe. This light is pure energy. It is there available, existing without form, without direction, simply being what it is, absolute potential. Now imagine that this light starts pulsing in different rhythms, sometimes gentle like a breeze, sometimes intense like thunder. It dances, it moves, it creates invisible patterns that ripple through space. At that moment, the energy ceases to be just potential. It transforms into vibration. It gains direction, tone, and tension. This difference is subtle to the eyes, but vital for those seeking to understand the true architecture of reality. Energy is what everything is, but it is vibration that shapes what energy will become. If energy is like a silent, endless sea, vibration is the wind that blows over its waters, creating waves, currents, movements that shape destinies. Without vibration, energy would remain asleep, a sleeping giant in the womb of the cosmos. It is the vibrational pulse that awakens this giant and gives it purpose. This is the first truth that Thoth's calling invites us to see. Everyone has energy. Few master vibration. We all carry within our bodies, minds and souls an immense amount of vital energy. However, this energy does not organize itself. It needs a vibrational command to align, to manifest coherently with our deepest desires. Vibration is that command. The way you think, feel, and believe generates vibrational patterns. Each pattern vibrates at a specific frequency, and this frequency, though invisible, is powerful. It determines the quality of your life, your relationships, your health, your prosperity, and your inner peace. Without realizing it, many live at the mercy of the vibrations they absorb from the world around them. They react to problems like leaves dragged by the wind, allowing fleeting emotions to mold their most intimate frequencies. They vibrate fear, anger, doubt, and wonder why the world feels so heavy. But Thoth whispers across time, vibration is not something that happens to you. It is something you choose consciously, with every breath. This is where the true vibrational alchemist separates from the one who lives on autopilot. The alchemist knows that reality is not an unbreakable wall. It is a weave of malleable energies, continuously responding to the subtle emissions of your consciousness. Now imagine your body as a musical instrument, a sensitive instrument, capable of emitting invisible sounds that travel across dimensions. Every thought you hold is like a note played on this instrument. Every emotion is a melody that echoes far beyond what the senses can capture. If you think sadness, you will play sad chords. If you think hope, you will begin to vibrate songs of light. Vibration is the silent language that tells the universe who you are, even without saying a word. And that is why understanding the difference between energy and vibration is so transformative. Energy is the raw material that everyone was given at birth. Vibration is the art of sculpting that raw material into conscious reality. You are not here to be a loose piece on the board of existence. You are here to be the creator of your own frequency, to stop merely existing and start vibrating so intensely, so truthfully, so aligned that the very universe adjusts its winds to blow in your favor. At this moment, by understanding that energy is potential and vibration is choice, you begin to remember a power you never lost. You just forgot. And once you remember, life stops being a sequence of random events. It becomes a masterpiece, sculpted day after day, vibration after vibration. But to truly cross this portal of perception, you must understand something that seems simple but changes everything. You must understand the difference between energy and vibration. Energy is the invisible backdrop that permeates everything that exists. It is in the heat that warms the skin, in the sparkle that dances in the stars, in the silence that envelops a windless morning. Energy is the raw substance of creation, like a vast cosmic clay awaiting the hands of the sculptor. It is dormant potential, latent power in its purest state. But this energy, by itself, doesn't create forms, doesn't generate movement, doesn't draw realities. It simply is, like a blank canvas waiting for the first brush stroke, like a song that hasn't been played yet. It's vibration that awakens this energy. It's vibration that gives rhythm, direction and purpose to what was once just possibility. To vibrate is to make energy dance. To vibrate is to draw invisible paths in the space where there was only vastness before. Vibration is the pattern, the pulse, the secret rhythm that organizes matter and consciousness. It's what determines whether an emotion will feel light or heavy, whether a thought will be creative or destructive, whether a reality will be harmonious or chaotic. Maybe until now you thought of energy and vibration as the same thing, but there's a silent abyss between them, and it's exactly by crossing that abyss that the true inner alchemist is born. Energy is the raw material we receive from the very first breath of life. Vibration is the conscious choice we make at every moment, a choice that often happens without us even noticing, guided by emotions, by beliefs, by automatic impulses we've carried for years. Have you ever noticed that even without saying a word, your body vibrates something when you walk into a room? That even before you act, you're already emanating a frequency that the entire universe is silently responding to. The invisible music you're playing right now, that music is your vibration. Energy is universal, common to everyone, but vibration is what separates those who live like puppets blown by the winds of life, from those who decide, from the inside out, the direction of their own wind. Those who vibrate consciously create, those who vibrate unconsciously merely react. Vibrating is not some luxury reserved for ancient sages or distant masters. It's a natural right of every human being who awakens to their true nature. Just like a sculptor molds clay, just like a musician shapes sound, just like a poet crafts words, you are called to shape your energy through the vibration you choose to sustain. And this choice isn't made just once. It's made every morning when you wake up, every thought you feed, every emotion you allow to grow inside your field. And it's at this silent point where energy starts moving by the breath of vibration that the invisible begins to take shape before attentive eyes. For millennia, the ancient masters claimed that everything vibrates, that nothing stands still, that the visible reality is just the most superficial layer of an infinite ocean of subtle movements. Many called it faith, philosophy, spiritual wisdom, but today modern science itself, looking deeply into the heart of matter, has arrived at the same doors that ancient sages crossed ages ago. When scientists decided to investigate the ultimate nature of reality, they dove into a world that escapes common logic. The particles that make up everything we see, everything we touch, everything we think is solid, showed surprising behavior. The double-slit experiment, one of the most iconic discoveries in quantum physics, revealed a secret so deep that it still challenges our most basic understanding of what the world is. When electrons were shot toward a barrier with two small openings, something extraordinary happened. If no one directly observed the experiment, the electrons behaved like waves, passing through both slits at the same time, and creating an interference pattern, like water waves intertwining. But when someone decided to observe, something changed. The mere presence of consciousness altered the behavior of the electrons. They stopped acting like waves, and started behaving like particles, passing through just one slit, as if they knew they were being watched. This simple change revealed something the ancients already knew in silence. The observer influences what is being observed, consciousness. the act of perceiving, directly shapes the behavior of matter. This means that reality is not a fixed theater with unchanging scenery where you're just a spectator. Reality is alive, flexible, and responds to your vibrational presence. What you feel, what you believe, what you vibrate, changes the way the universe organizes itself around you. The vibration you sustain not only shapes your perception, it shapes the very structure of what you experience as reality. It's as if the universe were a blank canvas, and each of your emotions, each thought, each frequency emanating from your being were an invisible brush that, without rest, is painting the outlines of your personal world. This revelation, which today we find in labs and the equations of quantum physics, is no different from what Thoth taught in ancient times. Science is just now starting to decode in technical language what ancient wisdom already understood in vibrational language. Nothing is still, not even the most solid rock, nor the calmest sky. Everything pulses, vibrates, breathes. Every atom, every star, every fiber of your own body is in eternal motion, touching and being touched by the invisible symphony of existence. If every atom vibrates, if every particle dances in response to conscious observation, then an inevitable question arises: what within us emits this vibration capable of shaping the invisible? Where is born the command that organizes the chaos of energy into forms we recognize as life? The answer is as old as Thoth's secret teachings, written in the stars and whispered in the oldest temples of the earth. The all is mind. This is the first and most fundamental Hermetic principle. It's not a poetic metaphor, it's a practical key, simple and profound. All reality, everything that exists, before being matter or vibration, is consciousness in motion. Your mind isn't just an instrument to interpret the world you see. Your mind is the invisible source that projects outward the vibration that shapes the reality around you. Creation doesn't start outside of you. It begins in the silent thought that sprouts within you. Imagine for a moment a vast fertile field ready to receive seeds. Every thought you nurture is an invisible seed cast into this vibrational soil. Every emotion you feel is like the water that nourishes the seed, strengthening it or weakening it depending on the quality of the emotion. And finally, the vibration you emit is the fruit that grows, the visible result of what was once just a silent gesture in the garden of your mind. Thought is seed, emotion is water, vibration is fruit. This order cannot be broken. You can't harvest fruits of peace if your seeds are fear. You can't reap fruits of abundance if your seeds are scarcity. The universal field responds with absolute faithfulness to the quality of the seeds and the strength of the water you offer every day. The mind, this invisible space where thoughts are born, is the first workshop where reality is sculpted. When you think, you vibrate. And when you vibrate, you create fields around you like ripples expanding across the surface of a calm lake. These fields don't disappear into the void. They intertwine with other fields, interact with other vibrations, and little by little organize the experiences, people, and situations that come your way. Everything begins where no one can see. Everything starts inside you. You can look at your outer world today and see it as a mirror. Every encounter, every challenge, every opportunity, every synchronicity is a vibrational reflection of the garden you have been quietly cultivating in your mind and heart. Understanding that thought generates vibrational fields is understanding that you have never been just a loose piece on an impersonal board. You have always been a gardener, a sculptor, a painter, and a musician, even if unconscious of the instrument you carry in your hands. That's why every idea you feed holds power. Every feeling you extend has consequences. The mind is the source, the cradle from where the vibration that weaves your destiny is born. And the good news is that no thought is written in stone. At any moment, any second, you can choose a new seed, water it with new emotions, and change the invisible melody you send out into the universe. If the mind is the invisible workshop, and thought is the seed that draws the vibrational field, then what you experience in the outside world is only the echo of what already vibrates within you. It's here that another ancient principle reveals itself, one so simple that many pass by it without noticing the depth it holds. What is within is like what is without. What is above is like what is below. What is hidden is reflected in what is visible. This is the law of correspondence, A truth as old as time itself and as alive as every beat of your heart right now. The outer reality isn't some separate entity happening to you. It is the sensitive mirror of your internal vibrational field. It reflects without judgment, without preferences, without censorship, what you emit in the silence of your thoughts and in the intensity of your most constant emotions. It's not superficial desire that moves the gears of the universe. It's the real vibration you sustain deep within your being. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Imagine for a moment that the universe is like a great calm lake. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you hold is like a stone thrown onto the surface of that water. The ripples that form spread outward, touching everything around, and eventually return to you in the form of experiences, encounters, and situations. If you throw stones of fear into the lake, the ripples will bring back more reasons to fear. If you throw stones of love, the ripples will return bringing more experiences that feed love. This dynamic happens so subtly and continuously that most people don't even realize how much they are creating their own reality based on what they choose to hold inside. The world isn't indifferent to your vibrations. It's shaped by them, stitched together with the invisible threads that come from what you truly feel and believe. Let me tell you a little story. A long time ago, in a village hidden among silent mountains, there lived an elder known for his wisdom. They said he could hear people's souls just by looking into their eyes. One day, a young man tormented by fear sought out the old wise man. He felt cursed by bad luck and sadness, and wanted to know how to change his life. The elder led him to a huge mirror of crystal clear water at the top of the mountain. He asked the young man to shout words of fear across the calm surface of the lake, and the young man shouted. The words echoed, and the waters began to stir violently. Then he asked him to speak words of gratitude and love. When the young man did, the water calmed, reflecting a golden glow under the sky. The elder then spoke softly, almost like a secret shared only among ancient souls. See, the water simply responded to the vibration of your voice. That's how life works. It only returns the music you play. And it was at that moment that the young man understood that his struggle wasn't against the world. His struggle was to harmonize the music vibrating within him. The same thing happens with you. What vibrates inside you is like the fundamental note that echoes out to the universe. If that note is harmonious, the world responds with harmony. If it's dissonant, the world responds with chaos, not out of punishment, not out of judgment, but because reality is just a living mirror of what pulses in your soul. This is the soul's resonance, the invisible dance that connects what you feel to what you live. And the deeper you align yourself with the frequency of what you desire to be, the more the universe silently starts rewriting the landscape around you, shaping paths that once seemed unreachable, opening doors you didn't even know existed. Because in the end, life doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you the reflection of what you vibrate with your whole being. If life responds to the vibration pulsing inside you, then a new question silently rises on the horizon of consciousness. How exactly does this vibration shape what we see, touch, and experience? How does energy, invisible to the eyes, organize itself into forms so complex, so beautiful, so perfectly aligned? To find that answer, you have to look at something few people know about, but which holds one of the oldest secrets of the universe: cymatics. Cymatics is the study of visible sound, a field of knowledge where what was once just vibration becomes visible form before our very eyes. In simple experiments, fine particles like sand or powder are placed on a metal plate. When specific sounds pass through the plate, something extraordinary happens. The particles start to move together, forming geometric patterns of such precise beauty that they seem to have been drawn by an invisible intelligence. The higher the sound frequency, the more complex and refined the patterns that emerge. What was once just a handful of disconnected grains becomes a living mandala, a sacred signature created solely by the action of sound upon matter. This revelation changes everything. It proves with the simplicity of an experiment that sound vibration not only influences matter, it organizes matter, it gives it form, creates structure, draws the invisible into the visible. When you look at a flower, at the design of a seashell, at the spiral of a galaxy, at the precision of the cells in your body, you are seeing the signature of vibration imprinted in creation. And the ancients knew this long before modern science could put these discoveries into words. The temples that still defy time today, the pyramids that rise like silent sentinels in the desert, the mandalas, carefully drawn by hand during sacred ceremonies, were not created by chance. They are conscious expressions of the language of vibration, every stone placed in its exact position, every line drawn with a specific purpose, every angle, every proportion, every measurement obeying principles that replicate the harmony of the universe. It wasn't just architecture, it was vibrational alchemy. These ancient structures, when harmonized with specific frequencies, served as bridges between worlds, bridges between the density of matter and the lightness of spirit. When you step inside a sacred temple, even without intellectually understanding why your body feels it, your cells recognize it. Your vibrational field adjusts, because you are entering a space where matter has been aligned with the secret music of the universe. Vibration shapes, vibration orders, vibration creates. And when you understand this, you realize that your own life is a vibrational construction in constant formation. Every word you speak, every feeling you extend, every thought you sustain is like a sound launched upon the invisible plate of the universe, drawing patterns, creating forms, architecting the invisible that one day will become visible. Just as the sand particles dance and gather under the command of sound, the matter of your life moves in response to the silent music you emit every moment. Vibration is not just a force, it's a living language, one that writes stories into the fabric of reality. And your story is being written right now. If vibration organizes matter, and if our thoughts and feelings are the invisible sounds that shape the design of reality, then the next step is to understand that you carry within you an even more powerful instrument of creation than you realize. Your very own body is that instrument. Every emotion you feel is like a note resonating through the subtle structure of your existence. Joy vibrates in high, light, crystalline notes, like the song of the wind playing through leaves at dawn. Deep sadness resonates in lower, heavier tones like the sound of thunder echoing through an empty valley. Fear, that old acquaintance of humanity, vibrates in low, dense frequencies, contracting your energetic field, closing invisible doors that were once open. Love, on the other hand, expands, illuminates, makes your field vibrate in a symphony of tones that intertwine with the natural harmony of the universe. Every emotion is a living frequency, a wave that not only circulates within you, but propagates beyond your physical body, touching everything it encounters along the way. When you feel a true emotion, it vibrates in every cell, in every atom that forms your being. It's not something that happens only in your mind, or only in your heart. It's a silent orchestra, where every part of your body responds, where every breath becomes a breath of creation, where every heartbeat becomes a drum calling realities closer to you. That's why taking care of your emotions is much more than seeking fleeting well-being. Taking care of your emotions is actually tuning the instrument of your soul. An out-of-tune violin might still produce sound, but it will never create a melody that inspires in the same way. A soul burdened with distorted emotions emits misaligned vibrations that confuse, delay, and cloud the manifestation of what it truly desires. When you dedicate yourself to harmonizing your emotions, you are actually cleaning the strings of your internal instrument, allowing the music of your life to sound clear, true, strong. Imagine for a moment your energetic field as a golden harp, invisible, stretched out around you. Every emotion played with awareness makes a note vibrate that resonates through invisible dimensions, connecting you to compatible fields of reality. Constant anger detunes that harp. Old guilt tightens its strings. Fear dries out its sound. But gratitude, forgiveness, joy, compassion, they tune each string of that harp, until it becomes a perfect extension of the music of the universe. That's why ancient masters from different traditions always taught that the first work of a seeker isn't to change the outside world. It's to learn to listen to their own inner music, and more than that, to learn to tune it, to polish each note, until the song vibrating within you becomes so clear that the universe itself leans in to listen. If every emotion vibrates like a living note in the instrument of your being, then you must look even deeper and recognize that your body is much more than just a shelter of flesh and bone. It is a living antenna, a complex and magnificent structure designed to emit and receive energy at all times. Every cell in your body vibrates with its own frequency. Every organ resonates as part of an invisible orchestra that constantly interacts with the subtle fields around you. And among these structures, there are special centers of energy known for millennia as chakras. The chakras are energetic vortices that work like great portals for vibrational emission and reception. They capture the subtle frequencies of the environment, metabolize this energetic information, and redistribute this flow throughout your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual systems. Breathing, so simple and often forgotten in the rush of daily life, is actually a tool for vibrational calibration. Each conscious inhale is an opening to receive new frequencies. Each exhale is an opportunity to release old energies that no longer serve the new design your soul wants to create. And still at the center of your brain lies a small jewel, often ignored but of incalculable value, the pineal gland. Called by the ancients, the eye of the soul, the pineal is the secret key to perceiving invisible worlds. It captures frequencies that the ordinary senses cannot perceive. It's through it that intuitions come, that dreams reveal hidden truths, that consciousness expands beyond the limits of dense matter. Your body is a transmitter and receiver of vibrations. It is constantly sending signals to the universe and receiving echoes in return, even in silence, even standing still. You are vibrating. You are communicating your essence without using a single word. Every emotional state you sustain sends a silent message to the quantum field around you. Every thought generates a wave. Every choice alters the frequency your body emits. And the universe, sensitive as a living mirror, responds to what you vibrate, not to what you merely wish. Maybe without realizing it, you have already experienced this those days when everything seems to flow, when coincidences line up, when doors open naturally. They are not random events, they are vibrational responses to the internal state you maintained, even if only for brief moments in perfect harmony with the music of the universe. In the same way, moments of blockage, conflict, or stagnation are not external punishments. They are signs that the antenna you are needs to be readjusted, needs to be retuned, needs to remember again what music it wishes to play and share with the world. So take a deep breath. Now, bring your attention inward. Feel the invisible field pulsing around your body, as real as the air touching your skin. Ask yourself with honesty and tenderness, what am I emitting right now? Because the answer to that question isn't in what you say to the world, nor in what you try to appear to be. It's in the silent frequency you are emanating at this very moment, silently shaping the next pages of your story. As you connect with that silent awareness pulsing inside you, a new revelation begins to unfold before your inner eyes. There's within you an even more powerful force, a vibrational center that governs the quality and direction of the field you emit to the universe. That center is your heart. For a long time we were taught to believe that the brain is the great maestro of human existence, but modern studies, together with the ancient wisdom that has always been among us, reveal something even more extraordinary. The human heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than the brain's. This means that in terms of energetic influence, what you feel in your heart has much more power to shape your reality than what simply passes through your rational mind. Your heart is the energetic compass of your life. It doesn't just pump blood to sustain the physical body. It constantly emits vibrational waves that expand far beyond the limits of your body, touching the quantum field that connects all things. These waves aren't just theory or spiritual poetry, they're measurable, they're real, and more than that, they carry information. Every beat of your heart, modulated by the emotions you feel, communicates to the universe, the real state of your internal vibration. That's why thinking positively, when disconnected from what you truly feel, is like trying to sail a boat without wind. Words and thoughts can build direction, but it's the feeling that blows the sails, without the true feeling that's born in the heart. intention loses strength. The vibration doesn't hold, conscious creation gets stuck. Feeling is the secret. When the feeling of love, gratitude, true joy, or compassion is cultivated in the heart, it creates a toroidal field around the body, a continuous, spiral-shaped field that stretches out for meters beyond the skin, touching everything that comes close, crossing invisible walls and connecting you to the great vibrational fabric of the universe. The toroidal field of the heart is like a personal sun that every human being carries inside. It emits, it receives, it self-regenerates from the frequency you choose to sustain. If your heart vibrates in fear, the field contracts. If it vibrates in love, the field expands, and that expanded field is like a luminous signature, a vibrational identity that attracts experiences, people, and opportunities that match the music you're playing in the invisible. Nothing is stronger than vibrational coherence between mind, emotion, and heart. When you think something positive, truly feel it in your heart and act in harmony with that vibration, your magnetic field becomes an irresistible current in the energetic ocean of existence. It's not isolated thought that creates, it's thought aligned with true feeling that shapes. When the heart awakens, when vibration becomes conscious, then arises the need to learn the secret language that stitches the invisible to the visible. This language isn't made of complex codes or symbols hidden in ancient scrolls. It's spoken every day by all of us, even without realizing it. The language of vibration is made of sounds, words, frequencies. Every word you speak carries within it a condensed vibration, more than just articulated sound. Each word is a living force, a frequency that travels through space and impregnates the field around you. When you speak words of love, hope, gratitude, those frequencies expand like luminous ripples across a silent lake. When you speak words of anger, judgment, or despair, what you project are dense waves that weigh not only on the environment, but on your own vibrational structure. That's why mantras, affirmations, and prayers are much more than religious rituals or cultural practices. They are vibrational technologies. They are ancient keys that modulate the frequency of the mind, body, and subtle field. Repeating a mantra is not just saying words, it's vibrating an intention. It's drawing with sound invisible patterns that restructure consciousness. The word is a bridge between worlds. It links the plane of silent intention to the plane of visible manifestation. That's why the ancients always revered the power of sound. They knew that creating a harmonious reality started with the harmony of words. Every sound chanted consciously is like a vibrational seed planted in the soil of the universe. It's through the word that you give form to the intentions born in the heart. And understanding this changes the way you speak, how you pray, how you sing, how you whisper your deepest truths to the fabric of the cosmos. But even knowing this, it's still common for us to carry heavy vibrations at certain moments in life, dense emotions that silently build up in the body and soul. And this is where the great inner alchemy begins. Everything that is dense can be transmuted. No difficult emotion is permanent. No state of being is final. Vibration is movement, and movement can be guided with awareness. To start this transmutation, there's a simple but powerful practice: positive emotional anchoring. Close your eyes and bring to mind a moment in your life when you felt deeply at peace, deeply loved, deeply strong. Relive that memory, not just as a distant image, but as if it were happening right now. Feel it in your body, in your cells, in your heart. That feeling is a vibrational anchor. Every time you access that memory, you shift the frequency of your field. Another accessible practice is conscious breathwork. Breathing deeply and slowly is much more than just a physical act. It's a vibrational act. Every conscious breath cleans, recalibrates, and reorganizes the energetic patterns of your body. Some ancient traditions teach that 3 conscious breaths can completely change a person's vibrational state. The visualization of high vibrational states is another path to transmutation. Imagine yourself wrapped in golden light. Imagine your body being filled with that light until every cell vibrates in perfect harmony. Imagine your energetic field expanding, touching the horizon. The universe responds to the inner images you hold with true emotion. And finally, the alignment between body, mind and heart. When you care for your body with love, when you cultivate thoughts aligned with what you wish to live, and when you truly feel those intentions in your heart, you create a beam of light so coherent that dense vibration simply finds no place to remain. This is the art of vibrational transmutation. It's not about fighting difficult emotions or denying what you feel. It's about recognizing that you hold within you the ability to transform any shadow into light, any weight into lightness, any disorder into music. The true alchemist is not the one who runs from density, but the one who learns to dance with it until it dissolves, turning lead into gold within their own being. And that dance begins now, in the subtlety of what you choose to feel, breathe, remember, and vibrate. When you start transmuting your emotions, raising your vibration, breathing and visualizing new states of being, something magical starts to happen. You feel the difference in the air, in the situations that arise, in the way life seems to respond more smoothly and harmoniously. But then on certain days, without warning, you notice something feels off, as if you've fallen back into old patterns, as if that high vibration you had achieved silently slipped through your fingers. That's normal. At the beginning, vibrational awareness is like a newly awakened muscle after years of sleep. It needs to be strengthened, trained, cared for with gentleness and persistence. Vibrating high one day and getting lost in chaos the next is part of the internal recalibration process. It's not a sign of failure. It's an invitation to mature your frequency. The key is vibrational persistence. Solid frequencies, the ones that stand firm against the winds of circumstance, don't come from a single moment of inspiration. They are built with daily practice, like someone cultivating a garden in soil that needs to be renewed every day. Vibrational persistence is not rigidity. It's not forcing yourself to be happy all the time. It's choosing with love and patience to return to center every time you notice you've drifted. It's learning to listen to your own field, feeling when the harp of your soul goes out of tune, and gently tuning it again. It's exactly like beating a sacred drum. What matters isn't never missing a beat. What matters is when you notice the mistake, finding the rhythm again, and moving forward. Every conscious breath, every realigned thought, every healed emotion is a new note added to the music of your existence. Over time, what once seemed like constant effort becomes a natural state. You start vibrating love, gratitude, inner strength, not because you're forcing it, but because you have become the music you learned to play with consistency. But to keep that new frequency alive and solid, you must also stay alert to the silent traps that hover around every vibrational path. There are invisible forces that, if not recognized, slowly drain the energy you work so hard to build daily. Distractions, the ones that fragment your attention and scatter your presence, are like small cuts in the fabric of your vibrational field. Every unnecessary notification, every excess of purposeless information, every moment you lose yourself in external noise is a small leak of vital energy. Complaints, so common and socially accepted, are even more dangerous. Every complaint, even a silent one, is a vibrational statement that something is wrong, and that statement reinforces exactly what you don't want to expand. Judgments, whether subtle or obvious, also tear the fabric of your field. Judging is vibrating separation, and separation throws off the music of unity you're trying to sustain. And the negative news flooding the senses with fear, conflict, and despair acts like silent poison, lowering your field's frequency until you feel small in the face of life's vastness. Shielding your vibrational field doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world. It's not about closing your eyes to what's happening. It's about learning to wisely choose what you allow into your sacred space. It's knowing when to turn off the overflow of stimuli. It's noticing when a conversation or environment is draining your light. It's giving yourself the right to protect your energy, like you'd guard a fragile flame in the middle of a storm. Your vibration is your greatest treasure. Your energy field is the invisible bridge between who you are and what you will experience. And with every choice you make, consciously or unconsciously, you're either strengthening that bridge or allowing it to weaken. Now that you know this, you start to realize that the art of vibrating high isn't just about what you do consciously. It's also about what you learn not to let slip into your most sacred space. The energy you hold on to is the seed of the reality you're planting, and by protecting your energy, by consciously choosing what you allow yourself to vibrate with and connect to, something even subtler begins to happen. You start to hear what once was just a distant whisper, the great music of the universe. The universe isn't a random stage where things happen by chance. It's a living orchestra conducted by invisible cycles, flows of energy, cosmic movements that have been playing an eternal symphony since the beginning of time. There's a dance happening between the stars, between the tides, between the seasons, between the rising and setting of the sun. And that dance isn't separate from you. It pulses inside your blood too, in the rhythm of your heart, in the steady beat of your breath. Tuning into the vibration of the universe is learning to listen to that music. It's realizing there are moments to plant and moments to harvest, moments to move forward and moments to rest, moments to speak and moments to simply listen. Nature understands this dance. Trees don't try to bloom in winter. Rivers don't fight the stones, they simply flow around them, dancing with the obstacles until they reach the ocean. It's the same with human life. When you respect natural flows, when you act at the right time in alignment with the greater rhythm, everything seems to flow more easily. Doors open effortlessly. Answers arrive before you even ask the question. But when you fight the flows, trying to force results, trying to impose your will during a time of retreat, you feel the weight, the frustration, the resistance. Tuning into the cosmic dance is an act of wisdom and humility. It's understanding that your vibration doesn't need to carve a forced path through the universe. It just needs to harmonize with the path already being woven by the great rhythm of existence. When your vibration dances with the whole, the universe dances with you. And it's in this deep state of alignment that the true keys of vibrational alchemy begin to reveal their power. The first key is fire. Fire is will, the silent force burning inside you. The inner flame that pushes your being to keep going even through difficulties. Fire is the creative impulse, the true desire to live with purpose, to be more than a spectator, to be a conscious co-creator of your own story. Without fire, there's no movement. Without true will, vibration becomes fragile and scattered. Fire is what sustains intention until it manifests. The second key is love. Love is the highest frequency you can reach. Not the romantic love conditioned by human expectations, but pure love born from recognizing that everything is part of the living fabric. Love is acceptance, unity, expansion. When the heart vibrates with true love, the field expands with such force that everything around it reorganizes to reflect that light. Love isn't just a lofty feeling, it's the vibrational language of the universe itself. The third key is the word. The word is the conscious expression of fire and love in the form of speech, sound, verbalized intention. It's when the fire of will and the light of love condense into clear frequencies capable of crossing invisible worlds and touching matter. Every word spoken with awareness is a vibrational command. Every sound uttered with true intention is an energetic order shaping the invisible reality around you. With these three keys, the fire of will, the love of the heart and the conscious word, you don't just understand Thoth's law. You embody the Creator's vibration. You become both the instrument and the musician, the harp and the harpist, the dance and the dancer. Vibration is no longer something you try to reach. It becomes who you are. And the universe silently recognizes your music. And now that you carry these keys within you, now that vibration has stopped being just a distant concept and has begun to pulse alive within your own field, the journey doesn't end here. A new portal has been prepared especially for you. Don't leave yet. A special video has been set aside to take this connection. We've begun to awaken together even deeper. Click on the screen and come with me. Let's cross this next portal together, where even deeper revelations are waiting for you. I'll meet you there.